The University of California, Irvine has designated faculty, staff, and student employees as responsible employees. Responsible employees have a responsibility to report alleged incidences of sexual harassment and sex offenses, including dating and domestic violence, sexual assault, and stalking, to the Title IX office, also known as the Office of Equal Opportunity and Diversity, or OEOD. This means that if you, during your employment as a faculty member, staff member, or a student employee, learn that a student has been subjected to sexual harassment or a sex offense, you must report this information to OEOD. Additionally, if you are a faculty member or a supervisor, you have an extra responsibility. You must report to OEOD when you learn during the course of your employment that a faculty or staff member, not just a student, has been subjected to sexual harassment or a sex offense.
It's important when someone confides in you to listen without judging, to be supportive and affirming, and to understand the limitations of your role. You should not promise confidentiality or specific outcomes. You should be forthright and explain that you are mandated to report the incident to OEOD. Explain that OEOD will then contact the individual with information and resources. Report the incident to OEOD as soon as possible by calling 949-824-5594. Provide OEOD with any details you have, including who, what, when, and where. Report even if the individuals involved may be outside of UCI, whether it happened off campus or on campus, and even if a significant amount of time has passed. Please remember it is not your duty to investigate or to determine if the sexual harassment or sex offense occurred. Your duty is to pass on whatever information you have to OEOD so that the person who has been affected can get help. This is not just the right thing to do, it is required under Title IX and university policy. So what happens after you make a report? A specially trained OEOD investigator will reach out to the affected individual to provide information about their rights, options, and the many resources available to them. The OEOD investigator will ensure that the affected person is connected to support and advocacy services, and importantly, receives appropriate interim measures. Interim measures can include no contact orders, leave time, changes to housing, class schedules, or work locations, and a whole lot more. OEOD will ensure that the affected individual receives assistance without having to describe their experience to multiple campus offices, which can be re-traumatizing. If you are both a responsible employee and a campus security authority, as defined in our previous video, you are most likely required to report sex offenses to the Clery Act Compliance Coordinator in addition to your report to OEOD. You can learn more about Clery reporting in our next video.
Thank you for supporting members of our community who have been affected by sexual harassment or sex offenses, including dating and domestic violence, sexual assault, and stalking. Together, we ensure that UCI is a community that does not tolerate sexual violence or sexual harassment, and where all those affected can receive the assistance they need.